due to the kind of odd shape of the site, we're not going to be able to provide a rear yard, which is still required, even though it's a corner lot, but because we're in the C2C, rear yard still required, so we're asking for rear yard relief. We are also asking for the loading relief, and so that's kind of the full complement of what we're asking for.
Any questions from commissioners? Any other comments from you guys? Okay.
This is in Commissioner Judd's single-member district, and she's asked me to make a motion that the ANC 6E support the zoning relief requested for the development at 317 K Street Northwest, and we communicate that to the Board of Zoning.
I'll second. Any other discussion from commissioners? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Nay.
One nay. Any abstention? Okay, so we have 5 approvals, 1 nay, 1 abstention. The motion is passed.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Thank you for your time. Bye. See you later.
Okay.
Shoot it, I'll shoot it to you.
I want to know the church, so they're pretty busy, so we'll see.
All right, thank you.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
But I'll be there. Be happy to.
Before you guys get yourself all worked up, get yourself started. But we are going to take, I see that Ms. Klein is here representing Ambar, and I know somehow you got mixed up as to where we were going to be, and that's fine. But let's come on up and let's take care of Ambar first. But you guys can get yourselves organized and ready.
Over here.
No, that's fine. I'm sorry for the misunderstanding.
It's all right. Andrew Klein here on behalf of Ambar. Yvonne Arichanan, who is your neighbor and lives right there in the neighborhood. This is an application for a CR license. There is no entertainment, no dancing. It is strictly a restaurant. There is in a cafe area. However, it is proposed that that cafe area will be covered by an enclosed sidewalk cafe, and there's a separate application that's pending for that, for the enclosed sidewalk cafe. We appeared before the committee. There are obviously concerns about late hours on the sidewalk. We have a draft agreement that we've been working through, which will provide that unless and until the cafe is approved and constructed, the hours on the sidewalk will end at 11 at midnight, provided that the enclosed sidewalk cafe is approved and constructed. At that point, we would like to have the same hours as the interior. And it's,
With no music or
with no
anything on the
music,
back.
yeah. Pretty straightforward.
Take it away.
This is actually in Commissioner Chapel's single-member district. Kevin, did you want to make a motion related to this?
Do you want to make comments at all?
This is, you said Ambar, that is on 7th Street.
Correct. And just so you have some background, there is
Yeah.
currently a, I'm sorry,
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you all were here last month.
I think maybe, were you here last month?
No.
No, I wasn't here last
Okay.
month. I thought you all were coming last. Yeah, okay,
And there is an Ambar currently operating on Barracks Row,
yeah,
and this is the same concept and the same operator.
okay, yes. I did meet with the proprietors, and I am supportive of their application, and I will move that ANC 6E support Ambar's application, and we report our support to Apple.
friendly amendment, that this is subject to the finalization of the settlement agreement with the establishment.
Yes, I will accept that.
And a second. Sure. So also to report out the ABC Licensing Committee meeting resulted in a recommendation that the commission approve this application, subject to the approval of the settlement.
Great.
Any questions from commissioners? I don't believe we have any opposition from the audience. Okay. All in favor of
Aye.
supporting this, this license? Please signify aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Any abstention? Okay, 700. You guys are approved.
Great, thank you very
Thank
much.
you so much for
Have a good
stopping
evening.
by. Okay, next on the agenda, we have 901 Fifth Street, which is a hotel that's going up, and we hope this is the very last time that we all see you until the hotel is up and we're having a grand opening.
Groundbreaking's gotta come first.
Well, you know what I mean, that we actually see something going on. You can go ahead and then we'll tell you, we'll just announce what happened at committee after you're done. You really are limited to 5 minutes, guys,
We don't
please.
need that. All right. Good evening, everybody.
Here, take the mic, please.
Sure. My name's Chip Glasgow. I'm with the law firm of Holland and Knight.
I don't think
We're
it's
here with the architects. Haven't turned it off? All right, now it's on. Shane Detman is here from my office. We've been to the committee, we've been to the Board of Zoning Adjustment. We had a hearing, we obtained all of our relief other than one area where they asked us to come back to see the Advisory Neighborhood Commission, and that was with respect to the roof structure use. So we want to have a bar and a restaurant up on the roof. We've submitted plans to the committee. And the committee indicated to us that they were supportive of the request, but wanted us not to have like a nightclub up there, but that a restaurant, bar, and lounge, cocktail lounge was appropriate, and that's what we are seeking with respect to the relief from the Board of Zoning Adjustment. So we would ask for that. We have a couple of plans. I know that this board and this commission has seen this building on many occasions. Would show the plan of the roof. All right, this is the roof plan. We have
Page 6, actually, on
page 6.
your handout.
Yes. What that shows is the roof plan where the space would be located. Is that flat there? Yes. All right, and so that's where we would have that use. All the other uses are permitted up in the roof structure. We've got the mechanical equipment room and all of that. The residential areas, the residential recreation space up on the roof, that's permitted as a matter of right. It's just this area right there, that's 1,650 square feet. And unless there are any questions, I don't think that we have anything else that we need to say at this point, but we would like your support and have that sent to the Board of Zoning Adjustment.
The committee did meet last week, and there was no opposition to this request. This is, the committee agreed to support having a restaurant, bar, cocktail bar, and area up on the roof for people to go to from the hotel. It is in my single-member district, so I make a motion that we support the 901 Fifth Street project, and that we send a letter of support for this project to the Board of Zoning.
Friendly amendment.
Sure.
We specifically discussed that there would not be a nightclub on the rooftop, so we can.
Oh, okay, so add that into the letter.
Yes.
Okay, nobody's objecting to that.
We agree to that.
Yeah, okay.
Seconded.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? 700, Karen, so you guys are approved, the letter will go out this week.
Thank you very much.
And if you ship it to
First through Friday, in order for the Board of Zoning Adjustment to make their decision next Tuesday.
oh, you will get it. I'm so tired of waiting on this thing to be built. Okay. I don't need this, I think I have 2 copies of it.
Oh, pretty good, thank you.
Is the are the variety store people here? Not yet, okay. All right, let's continue, Sursum Quarter.
Good evening, Chairperson and members of the Commission. Ryan Batiste with the law firm of Holland and Knight. I'm joined this evening by a team of people, and most importantly, many of the families, the parents and children that are served by the Boys and Girls Club, number 2, immediately adjacent to Sursum Quarter. When we were here for the ANC last time, first let me thank you for your support of the density and height massing for the proposed PUD. Also want to thank you for your support of the street alley closing application and the street dedication. The only thing left before the ANC is the review and consideration of the benefits and amenities package. And I just want to start, obviously there are specific comments and concerns raised about the level of contribution to the Boys and Girls Club. I just want to start by noting kind of our overall approach to the benefits and amenities package that was proffered. And you guys have, I think, the revised package that we worked up today. But first of all, our overall approach was really to look at all of the organizations, facilities that serve the Sursum Quarter families and the immediate community, recognizing that group and that population will be disproportionately impacted, not only by the redevelopment of Sursum Quarter, but really the transition in this neighborhood generally. So, Mr. Duran, if you look at our benefits and amenities package, it includes all of the facilities immediately surrounding Sursum Quarter, the Perry Center, Walker Jones, Girls in Action, Dunbar High, and the Terrell Rec Center. As it relates to the Boys and Girls Club, yes, the contribution to the Boys and Girls Club is disproportionately higher. And the primary reason is that the financial need for the continued operation of the Boys and Girls Club is much more significant than the other facilities that I've mentioned. Unlike those facilities, the Boys and Girls Club does not have a dedicated source of public funding. And even when it was threatened to be shut down 3 years ago or so, it was really the commitment of private people and through their financial or personal resources, including sweat equity, really to come in and make sure that the Boys and Girls Club remained in operation. And this is after 40 years in existence. So there was significant consideration given to the need of the Boys and Girls Club. It's also recognition that this facility been in this community for 40 years. A number of very prominent people from this community have used the Boys and Girls Club and have benefited from the Boys and Girls Club. And so in our city where we work so actively to preserve historic resources and facilities that have contributed to the district, the Boys and Girls Club fits right into that model. So it is a recognition of that. And finally, it's the significant percentage of the kids and families that go to the Boys and Girls Club, again, live in Sursum Quarter. And I would like all of you guys that are here, that took the time to be here, that use the Boys and Girls Club, to please stand. Can you guys stand so you're recognized?
Yeah, stand up.
They took the time to be here with their parents today because the continued support of the Boys and Girls Club is important to them. So, thank you. But recognizing that, we wanted to make sure that we maximize every opportunity to provide amenities for the immediate community, and again, the community that's most impacted. And so talking to Commissioner Barnes, he did raise concerns about the playground that's at near the corner of First and L Street. And, you know, it was always Lonnie and the applicant's intention to include that playground as part of the benefits and amenities package. In fact, we have the maintenance of the park site near First and L Street as part of our benefits and amenities package already. The issue is that the park, that park site and that parcel is controlled and owned by the National Park Service. So we have been in discussions with the Park Service, with DEMPED, with DPR throughout this process. And we, and as recently as December 28th, I think was my last communication with National Park Service. But we need to get resolved the kind of the framework that we need to work out with National Park Service to facilitate the improvement and long-term maintenance of the park site. The area where the playground is located now is not owned by Sursum Corda, so that is an issue. But an issue that we're very much aware of and that we are looking to address. That said, we have, and Lonnie is early on in the PD process, did get a proposal for the replacement and of the playground equipment there. The proposal came out to $28,000, just under $28,000. So we have amended our benefits and amenities package to include either the donation of $28,000 for the new playground equipment, or we would, the applicant would be responsible for causing the installation of new playground equipment at the area in the PUD that's dedicated as a park site. Again, that would be subject to review and approval by the National Park Service or their designee. So we have amended, we've submitted to you a revised benefits and amenities package. We have included that additional proffer for the playground equipment. And I think my 5 minutes is probably up, so I'm going to stop there and invite Commission to ask any questions.
So I'll be brief, because I brought this up, I was the person that questioned the amount last time. So, I mean, my concern really hasn't changed. That's not that I don't support the mission of the club, and I certainly appreciate the kids coming. But as I asked, you know, any financial statement, any sort of financial document, anything, I mean, not even, like, we go after people, you know, give us documentation for only $1,500, right, on this board. But you're talking about over $200,000, and there's no documentation for the past 2 years, and you have an executive director in place, and that's part of that person's role, along with the board of directors. So a board of directors, along with the executive director, should have something, anything, for the past 2 years. I mean, I can't imagine anyone giving a significant amount of money to an organization that can't provide any sort of financial support.
Our executive director has been in place for the last year and a half. The board has maintained a budget for the operation of the Boys and Girls Club, which we have submitted.
But that's for this year.
That is for this year.
Yeah.
We have submitted copies of programming, I think, for prior years.
Yes.
But,
So my question was, what did you do the past 2 years? That's where the conspiracy, just so any sort of proof, like, we spent this amount of money in a great way, fabulous, great, yay, Boys and Girls Club. But to have no documentation for the past 2 years, and you have an executive director in place, and that's part of his role.
right.
I mean, that's what an ED does. But I'll stop there. So I'm done. I've done
The
my.
Boys and Girls Club, not a 501c3.
It is not.
So have 990s been filed with the IRS?
Yes.
Yes.
So then.
We have a tax return and
So
all
the
that.
tax returns would have the kind of information that Commissioner Nigro is looking for, so if you could submit those, I think that should be sufficient.
Well, let me ask, can I ask a
And those are
question?
public documents, right?
They
Okay,
are
but-
public documents, and I will tell you, the concern that I have about this line of questioning is we've listed 7 or 8 organizations that are receiving significant contributions, whether it's $60,000 or $25,000. And the only entity or organization that has been questioned is the Boys and Girls Club. And I think,
Until I opened my mouth in a few minutes.
but I'm saying, the point is, this is not public funding. If Coach Thompson walked in here today and said, I want to give $200,000 to the Boys and Girls Club, I don't know that it's any, for me to say you shouldn't do that because they haven't provided you with X. I mean, the Boys and Girls Club has been in existence for 40 years,
And they've been declared bankrupt on a number of occasions, and
And-
mismanagement of
right,
funds.
and-
And all we're saying is to protect the people, we want to make sure that the money is being spent in an honest and fair manner. We're not disputing money should go to the Boys and Girls Club, but we think that over the past 5 years, there should have been some records of what was spent, you know, money coming in and money going out. There should be a budget, but there should also be an end of the year kind of audit, whether it is done in-house or out-of-house, that shows where exactly the money went. When you're talking about giving a $250,000 and you have no way to prove that the money that you had was well spent. And
Well, I think the people here can speak to how the money is spent. I mean, they provide programming for the families and serve support in the immediate community. I don't know, I guess I'm not sure, is there a question of whether or not the club is operating or?
That's my question. I mean, because, you know, I would feel comfortable going to certainly Dunbar High School, the Terrell Center, the Perry Center. I would feel that they would have something to show me. I was shocked, honestly, I was shocked that there was no documentation for 2 years.
Let me just say, if you sit there and act like we don't have records, and like I've been coming in here for years, and my time coming here, the questions you asking me really are offensive. It's offensive to the neighborhood, it's offensive to the club, the people running the club, the people who gave money to this club, because you don't see a document. You think a document don't exist. But the whole point of the neighbor, we have a tax return from the time we started. But what in the world want to make out of all the people you give money to, you want to pick this organization to question the reliability of what we're doing in the club?
Well, because it says.
Okay, let me do this. I'm going to let you, can I let her see a return, but don't read it?
I mean, I'm done, Mark can finish. or
Because that's the
any
only
other
way,
commissioners.
because like I said, they don't do nobody come in here. But all of a sudden, it's got to be our neighborhood and our kids. And just the fact, the young man right there said something about people shooting and killing. I'm talking about Mr. Moulton. So my thing is, we got these kids, these families sitting in here. We ain't bringing these people just by not bringing them. But the whole point of the matter is now we want to open the books to the club. You ain't open to the books of nobody else that we giving money to. Hear me out. You ain't open books to nobody in your neighborhood who you charge money to. I don't recall nobody coming in here has to open books to you.
yes, we do. That is a
Yeah, we do.
requirement.
Well, that might be a meeting I didn't come to. When I come here, they go straight through or you reject them.
Well, what happens, let me explain something. Anybody who applies for grant money from
This
this
is not a grant,
organization.
This is
But
private
to
money.
answer his question, they go through a process and they have to provide financials that shows that they have the capability to use the money or what they're using it for, and we have to get it accepted by auditors downtown before we even give out money. So we are very cautious, and we are very, concerned. We are not even saying that the Boys and Girls Club should not get money. That is not what we're suggesting. We wanted to see some sound financial records so that we know when the city says to us, let's say a couple years down the road, this Boys and Girls Club goes totally out of business because bankrupt, they're gonna come back and say, well, in your PUD and your benefits package, you didn't take that into consideration. But that's neither here nor there. This is something that we feel we have the right to ask about.
I'm just saying, that's financial, because the auditor have to do it.
I have been working diligently on another project, which is a playground project on National Park Service land. And I am more than happy to provide consulting or general information. I'm working with Park Service. We decided not to go through the city because the city takes so long to do everything. We wanted our 2 parks in my single-member district to be done by this coming summer. We do have some money that has been given, a whole lot more than is being given for here. But part of the money that's been given is for maintenance of the park. So me personally, I would like to see that 28,000, that's gonna be some pretty less expensive types of, equipment. I'd like to see that 28,000 go up a little bit, and I'd like to see some money of that be spent or saved and be issued to somebody else to do maintenance. So that National Park Service is not gonna maintain that park, we know that for darn sure. But we need to have somebody who makes sure, after you spend a bunch of dollars, that somebody comes in and picks up the trash. And somebody picks up those needles and those condoms and everything else that ends up in our little teeny parks that makes people not wanna go to them.
Well, we have
I
had,
think that's part of the conversations that we have happening through all day today, that they're gonna try to take the load off of National Park Service and DPR, because we know that's not gonna get done.
and we're prepared to do that. The developer, the development partner is prepared to accept long-term maintenance of the park site. The issue is drafting the agreement with National Park Service. And they've been extremely cooperative up until this point. So we just ran into the holidays. So I have no reason for them. They're looking at their tools. They recognize they have neglected these properties. So that's not really an issue. We have to do that for the PUD generally, regardless of whether there's playground equipment at the site or not.
Excuse me one second, does Sursum Quarter fall within the city? No. It does not? No. Okay. Because I was gonna say, the parks that we're working with, maintenance money is being paid to the CID in order to keep it for 20 years through this other developer that we have going into other two parks. And so my suggestion,
We keep it clean there as we come out every morning.
Sursum Court has been the one maintaining that site for decades, so.
and it shouldn't necessarily have to be Sursum Quarter's responsibility because it is National Park
So
Service.
we took it on because of the needs and
Right.
all the stuff that goes on.
But the next thing is to do is get people from parking right there. And that was also included in the email today.
So-
But that's,
Question, is it our responsibility as ANC to actually micromanage the funds that are being distributed by this company? When Walmart came to this meeting, we didn't micromanage how Walmart distributed funds throughout the community. We just went through the motions and we had no say for Walmart even come to our community to some degree. So I'm a little, my brain is ticking here. Why are we trying to micromanage funds that they're trying to contribute to a neighborhood that's trying to help save children? So I'm a little concerned about the difference. It's not a grant, this is money they're willing to give to support this neighborhood.
Everyone's entitled to their
Yes, but I just wanted to make sure that
Yeah.
point was given.
Absolutely. Antonio, did you want to make a comment?
I mean, I definitely, right now, with the amenity package, I'm approval of it and the things that we have accomplished with doing it. Because we were at the point where we was like, hold on, what are we doing? $250,000 going to Boys and Girls Club, they provided the documents. It should be no more arguments. I mean, even though we have not, I'm sorry, I've been on the commission thing for 1 year now. We haven't asked anybody else to do it. That would be something that I would like to see more often, but
Sounds like you're ready to make a motion.
I'm ready to make a motion.
I'm ready.
I'm ready for, y'all ready? Okay, I'm ready to make a motion for ANC 6E to accept Sursum Quarter's PUD process along with the benefits and amenities package that we just went over as a commission.
Friendly manner, and that we communicate that to the zoning commission of the district.
Can you speak up, please? We cannot hear you back here.
That we
I heard you, I didn't hear this.
Oh, yes, and that we communicate that support to the zoning commission of the District of Columbia. And I say,
Second.
All in favor?
Okay, all those who are in favor signify raising your hand.
Aye.
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 All opposed? Nay. Nay. Anybody abstained? Okay, so the motion carries 4-2-1.
Who is the two? One nay.
5.
Oh, 2 nays.
2 nays.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't see that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I want to thank all those young people for coming out today. I don't think we've ever had this many young people come to an ANC meeting as long as I've been a commissioner, but 16 years. Oh, did you look at they're not gonna get this because that's very even these were approved, 5-6 years ago, and if the entity is supposed to receive the money isn't in a position to use it, it's not dispersed. And then they come back to
I
us.
keep asking, is Variety here yet?
Yep.
Okay, let's, this is gonna take 2 minutes. Come on, Dan.
So for folks that are familiar with 6001, you know that the 1618 Variety Market at 8th and Rhode Island Avenue has been a fixture in the community for a very long time. They've been here longer than I've been in the neighborhood, so more than 20 years. The owner of the business is looking to reposition it, so we're going to transition from a convenience store that sells beer and wine to a liquor store that sells beer, wine, and spirits. They're going to do a renovation. They're going to make interior and exterior improvements. They have committed not to sell singles, and the Civic Association is in support of that. This is an operator that we haven't had any complaints about. There have been no allegations of selling to minors or any of the other transgressions that